What's going on, guys? It's Steve. Today, I want to talk about the most biased Stephen Curry fan I have ever seen in my life. So, I uploaded a video yesterday talking about how much longer will LeBron James be the best player in the world. And, everyone had mixed opinions, which is cool because we're a debating channel. Some people were saying 2 to 3 years, some people were saying 4 to 5. I'm more on the fence of maybe 3 or 4. But let's just go on to these comments. To this comment from this one guy. So yesterday, comments was pretty calm and chill because it was a pretty neutral topic. But there was this one person who said he hasn't been the best player for the past 2 years. You're biased. So he's calling me biased because I said LeBron is the best player in the world. Now, I do admit there are times I am biased with the 2003 NBA draft. With Carmelo Anthony, my top favorite player, with LeBron, with my top favorite player as well, and then with Dwyane Wade and Chris Bosh. I admit I am biased at points with those players when it comes to making decisions like the best draft era ever. And I try to keep my bias as low as possible, but again, it's always hard to. But I'm not as biased as this. So this is the thing. And he said, he hasn't been the best for the past 2 years, you're biased. Then he replies to his own comment and says, that's facts, don't even try to argue it. And then he said, someone replied to him and said, yes, he definitely has been the most dominant player. Basketball with Steve, get this man for me. So Cryptic Overdrive, I'm doing this for you, my man. And then Matt, the Knicks fan, says, are you stupid? He's been the best by far. And while y'all were choking on Steph, LBJ sat back and let it go on. June proved it all. He doesn't even try in the regular season, and his team is still a top 3 at worst seed, which is 100% true. LeBron just cruises through the regular season. We all can agree with that. And then the dude that commented the first comment, he hasn't been the best for the 2 years, you're biased, whatever. His name is Kevin. So Kevin replied and said, he has a sorry-ass division. Look who is in his division. His biggest competition, which is no competition at all, is is the sorry-ass wannabe super team Knicks. I'm not going to get into that because I really want to, but I'm not going to get into it. I didn't see that comment until now. And then Cryptic Overdrive replied, even if he was in the West, it would not matter. You can put LeBron on any team and he would still dominate and make that team championship material. Now, I do agree with that, and there's evidence for that. 2007, he led them to the finals. Now, when he says championship material, he means title contenders. He doesn't mean they're going to win the championship. He just means they're going to be title contenders. If you look at 07, they were title contenders. They went to the finals. 08, title contenders, they lost to Boston. 09, 66-16, best record. Title contenders, lost to Orlando, Eastern Conference Finals in 6 games. 2010, 61-21, lost to the Celtics, title contenders. So I agree with that. Then Kevin says, you can't say that because his whole finals career, he has bandwagoned to teams with good players. Don't be surprised if he joins the Warriors soon. Now, this is how I replied to him yesterday. I said, funny you talk about no competition, yet the only time Curry won his ring is when half of the league's best players were injured. Wow. So I'm just going to keep reading more comments. So Matt, the Knicks fan, replied to Kevin saying, you are wrong, not once but twice. Division title doesn't guarantee a top 4 seed. They made it like that prior to the 2015-16 season, aka the year he won a title. 2, he made the finals with Mo Williams. And Mo Williams, by the way, I'm just adding on to this comment. Mo Williams was only an all-star that year because Chris Bosh got injured, so that's why Mo Williams was an all-star that year. Anthony Parker, Sasha Pavlovich, and Anderson Varejao. That's a valid team. That's just as valid as AI making it with the band of misfits. Obviously, 2001, Philadelphia 76ers. He hasn't bandwagoned to teams with good players because the first time the second best player was out of their prime, and the second time it was with 2 players who never reached the playoffs. He clearly had to work for it. Now, I agree with this, but I also disagree because at the time, Dwyane Wade was in his prime, but he was only in his prime for 1 year. But for the most part, I agree with Matt's comment. And Matt continues to say, obviously, the 3 times he won be the West's best. What purposes does it serve to argue that he supposedly wouldn't have beat the teams in the West that he clearly weren't good enough? Stop hitting on LeBron. So pretty much what Matt is saying is He already beat these Western teams, which are some of the best teams ever. In the I almost said the Dallas Mavericks. Whoa, in the San Antonio Spurs. You know, that's one of the best teams ever. And the Oklahoma City Thunder. I'm not saying they're the best team ever, but I'm just saying San Antonio Spurs is one of the best teams ever. He beat the Spurs. He beat the quote unquote best team ever, the Golden State Warriors. You know, he beat the Thunder. So it doesn't matter if he's in the West or the East, because no matter what, he still beat them. So that's what Matt's trying to say. And James Matter comments, LeBron James has been the best player in the world for the last 7 years and will be for at least 3 more years. And then Kevin replies to me saying, funny, Steve, because what I saw was a Warriors team with an injured Iguodala, Curry, and a suspended Draymond Green. Talk about no competition, LMAO, and an injured Andrew Bogut. Crazy thing is the Golden State Warriors, when they were up 3-1, I didn't hear him saying, you know, oh, well, before we even talk about that, if it was because Draymond Green got suspended, how come they didn't win Game 6 or Game 7? You know, I don't remember if he was suspended Game 5 or 6, I don't really remember, but how come they didn't win Game 7? How come, you know, if it were because of that, how come they didn't sweep the Cavaliers if that's the only reason why the Warriors lost? Or is it because someone dwindled in the late fourth quarter in that Game 7? Or is it because, y'all know who I'm talking about when I say someone, he's a great player, but he didn't play too well in that finals, Stephen Curry? Or is it because the best player in the world dominated in the last 3 games? Is it because of that? In Game 5, 41 points, nearly a triple-double. In Game 6, 41 points, nearly a triple-double. In Game 7, a triple-double. Is it because of that? You know? And then he goes on to say, and how has LeBron been better than Curry when Curry has outscored him on less shots and has better defensive stats? Scoring, you know, you also have to take into account the type of shots. Stephen Curry makes more threes, hence more points. So that's why he has more points on less shots. Now, I'm not saying, you know, Curry's not a great scorer. I'm just saying in terms of scoring, I'm not really going to go into that. I'm just saying if you want to point that out, you also have to understand that Curry shoots a lot of threes and he makes more threes than LeBron does. So that's why he has more points on less shots. That's easy solution to that comment. And then on top of that, just because you have better defensive stats and just because you outscored someone doesn't mean you're a better player. Now, keep this in mind. Kevin Durant averaged more points than LeBron, but Kevin Durant isn't better than LeBron. LeBron is the best because he impacts the game on every single level possible. In other words, he's a combination of every superstar together because he can do everything, you know? And that's just in cruise mode. And when he wants to go hard, y'all saw what he did, the 41 points, you know what I'm saying? And then Michael C3 brings up, Steve, why do you always bring up Curry to all your fans and hate on him, yet you deny you hate Curry? I don't hate Curry. I clearly say Curry's one of the best players in the world. But this isn't about Michael C3. This is about Kevin Salinas, because some of these comments he was typing is just crazy, you know. But anyway, so Michael C3 replies saying, but Kevin, LeBron's been the best for like 6 to 8 years and will stay the best player for at least 2 to 3 more years. See, that's what I like about Michael C3. He's realistic, you know. He understands that LeBron is the best, you know. But Kevin Salinas, like that's crazy, dude. Like I didn't hear him saying, you know, I didn't like if I were to make the same excuses for LeBron in 2015, I bet he would say, oh well, that's LeBron's fault. You know, how are you the best player in the world and you can't carry your team, right? But if it's the other way around, you know, it doesn't apply to Stephen Curry for some reason, which is kind of crazy because that's hypocritical. That's biased, you know. This is why this is the most biased Stephen Curry fan on the planet. There's no way in hell you can sit there and say Stephen Curry did not play bad in that Game 7. There is no way in hell you can sit there and say he didn't underperform in that NBA Finals. No way in hell you can't sit there and say LeBron outplayed every single person in that NBA Finals. The crazy thing is, LeBron James in 2015 forced a Game 6, 1-on-5, right? And then he also said, he also put another comment, and he said, LeBron was good for 3 games. Where was he when the Cavs were down 3-1? And where was he when he was up 2-1 last year and blew it? He was good for 3 games this year on a depleted Warriors team. Curry dominated for 80-plus games, enough said for the year. Regular season and playoffs, totally different things. If you guys know, when you elevate to a certain level to where Jordan and Kobe, you notice in their older ages, when they understand the regular season doesn't mean anything, they slow down in the regular season. And the stats show it for Kobe, for LeBron, and for Jordan. So if Curry wants to be in those ranks, he has to understand that you don't need to perform well in the regular season. You need to perform well in the playoffs, right? So anyway, so now all of a sudden it's a depleted Warriors team. But were they depleted when Stephen Curry was screaming, "I'm back" against Portland? You know what I'm saying? And, the 2-1 lead, I understand. The Cavs were up 2-1 against the Golden State Warriors in 2015. But you also have to understand the game is a game of momentum. If you get momentum, you win one, and you have a better team. Obviously, with Kyrie out and Kevin Love out, and if Golden State wins that one game and they get momentum, they're obviously the better team. They're going to dominate. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. And the Warriors are no doubt about the better team. But the reason why the Cavaliers won is because LeBron James. Obviously, Kevin Love played decent. Kyrie Irving hit that great shot. Kyrie Irving played extremely well. But the main reason why the Cavaliers won in 2016 is because of LeBron James. Now, where was he when the Cavs were down 3-1? You're right. I understand. I agree with you. I even said this in yesterday's video. LeBron sometimes plays too passive and it pisses me off. However, did he not pick it up and oh, we're down 3-1. It's time to take over. 41 points, and then a triple-double. So for someone to sit there and say, I'm being biased, that's crazy. But anyway, guys, I'm done. That's the most biased Stephen Curry fan ever. So Cryptic Overdrive, Matt the Knicks fan, James Matter, Michael C3, King Slam. Jason Clark. I'm just trying to read everyone that commented, replying. Legoat James and Ismael the Watt. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. The Lil Big Cat and Gary Gray presenting JJ, by the way, with the JJ has an Allen Iverson picture for his icon or whatever. He is. If you guys want to debate with someone, please go debate with JJ in the comment section below, because he is if you read the stuff that he writes, you really know he understands basketball. With him, I have to literally be careful with what I say, because he will pick you apart when it comes to basketball, because he knows what he's talking about. He's a very smart guy. So JJ, props to you on that, man. For instance, I'm going to read this out. He commented, LeBron is the first player ever to score at least 25 points per game for 12 straight seasons. I repeat, 12 straight seasons. That's absolutely insane. And he's averaging at least 6 rebounds, 6 assists. And, he has even more comments. It's crazy, man. But if you guys want to debate with someone that really knows stuff about basketball and not get into a stupid argument with someone that's trolling, go talk to JJ, because this dude, man, it's just the stuff he says is ridiculous. He's so smart. Listen to this. He says the key to last long, because again I was talking about how LeBron has lasted long, is developing an unstoppable post game. Players like Kareem, MJ, Malone, Dirk, Kobe, etc. all lasted long because of their post game. LeBron has a pretty good post game as of now, but I feel like he doesn't use it enough to keep developing it. I agree with him 100% on that statement. Remember when I made that video saying the reason why Carmelo Anthony is going to outlast LeBron is because Melo has a better post game? If LeBron can get that post game up like that and use it more so it develops more, like JJ said, LeBron will last long, because even when he's 37 and his quickness, agility, and jumping will all fade, he'll still have his strength, right? And his skill. But if he gets that post game, he can still dominate. And that's what JJ is saying. And that's why I'm saying, if you guys want to go talk to someone about basketball, go talk to JJ. This guy is a smart man. Smart dude. Anyway, I'm out of here. I love you guys. Really.